Hi everyone, back again with Google's Hobby, and in this video we'll be going to take a look at the S.H.Figuarts figure of Roronoa Zoro, and this is the version from the One Piece Netflix live action version. So this is a version of Roronoa Zoro played by Yu, and as you can see here is probably the figure has more parts than this version of Luffy, so we'll take a look at this figure more closer later. I pre-ordered this figure from AmiAmi with the price of 8,400 yen. Let's take a look at this Zoro Netflix figure together. For the figure box, it is kind of similar with the one that Luffy has. In terms of art and the color, the difference is this is the figure of Zoro, and you can see Yu as Zoro at the front of the box. So as I've said just now, that this figure probably has more parts than Luffy, primarily because he has swords, so of course it will get more parts. But I think in overall, I think the figure looks more interesting as well than Luffy. As you can see, these are all the parts that are included with this figure of Zoro. For the instruction, it is still in the form of a paper, and I will say that it is quite straightforward. Probably just take a look at the one where you need to put the bandage to the arm and how to attach the sword to the sheath, just like this. These are probably the ones that you need to read, but the rest are quite straightforward. For the articulation of this figure is probably just standard S.H.Figuarts figure articulation. The arm and the head, I will say, is quite standard. There are of course some limitation, especially in some movements of the arm joints, but I think it's quite normal. And for the upper body part and the lower body part, especially the legs, I think the articulation of those parts are quite standard as well. For the belt part, you can move it slightly, this green belt part, but you can't really do much with it. It is just a place to put the sheath for the swords later on. So for the pants, I would say it doesn't restrict any of the movement, so I would say this is quite alright. In terms of articulation, no major limitation, and it is still quite standard for Figuarts figure. So personally, I think I'm quite fine with the articulation of this Zoro figure. For the appearance of this figure, I'm quite liking the appearance of this figure, but I must say that even though this figure, especially the face with the digital coloring technique from Tamashii Nations, the face might look similar with Yu, but I personally like the look of Luffy figure or Inaki Godoy as Luffy in this version more than Yu as Zoro in this figure. So it's just my personal opinion, but I leave you to it whether you think this is maybe as good or even better than Luffy. Let me know about it down in the comment. But overall look, from the hair, the earring looks good. The outfit itself, I think it looks good. And as I said before, the belt, you can place later the scabbard of the swords to those 3 slots there. And the pants and also the top, you can see some crease like here and there. So I think the sculpting is quite nice. So overall, I think the overall look of this figure looks nice, and I'm quite satisfied with how the look of this figure turns out. This is the head part and the one holding Wado Ichimonji. There are no extra faceplate here, so we only got this head part with the bandana on, and you can't really remove the Wado Ichimonji sword from the mouth. So I would say it is quite a pity, because I would like to have the option for the figure to hold Wado Ichimonji, because this is a figure. I want it to have more variation in terms of posing the figure with the parts that are included with the figure, so it is quite a pity that it can't be removed. This is the bandana, and this one cannot go to his head because you have that head part previously. You can just put it on the arm. When we create a pose later, I will show you how to attach this, but it is quite simple and easy. And we have 3 swords here with the scabbards, and also the hilt can be removed. As I've said before, even though we have 3 swords with the scabbards here, only 2 swords that come with blades that we can attach to the hand parts of the figure. So these are the 2 that we will see later with the blades on. As I've said just now, all the hilts of these 3 swords can be removed, even the Wado Ichimonji. And these 3 swords fit nicely to the slot that you can see on the belt to hold these 3 swords on the side of the figure. I will show it as well when we create the pose later, how to attach these 3 swords to the belt part. Overall look, I think it is quite standard for a Figuarts weapon part look, so I think it's quite nice already. So these are the 2 swords with the blade, and these are the only 2 that you can attach to the hand parts of Zoro, which is quite a pity because as I've said before, even though he usually holds Wado Ichimonji in the mouth, I would like it if I have the option to put Wado Ichimonji as well to the hand parts of Zoro figure. As for the hand parts, it is really minimal. I would like it better if they add like 1 or 2 more pairs of hand parts. I think the one that we got are alright, but it is not enough for the figure. I think they should explore this option to add more hand parts for future figures this Netflix version. So to create a pose, first I will show you how to attach these swords with the scabbards to the spots that you can see on the side of the belt part. It is quite easy. There is this instruction to show you how to attach each of these sword with the scabbard. You can look at the instruction, but as you can see with how I'm doing it here, it is quite straightforward to attach each of this sword with the scabbard to the, I don't know how to do all this. I don't know what to call this. I will say just the spots. It is quite straightforward to do it, so I wouldn't say that you find any problem with it, but I would say this is the most difficult part about posing this figure, probably this part only, but doing it itself, I don't think it's difficult in the first place. For the bandana, you can put it on the arm like this. It is quite simple. So this is the first pose that I'm going for. It is just a simple pose, and I just want to show you how to attach the sword with the scabbards and the bandana to the figure. And of course, this figure can balance on its own without the help of any stand. For the next pose, I will create a more like bell pose. I will switch the hand parts so that both of the hand parts can hold the figure. Obviously, I will switch the faceplate as well. I mean the head part, sorry, with the bandana on, with the Wado Ichimonji on it. Usually, if you use this head part, you probably want to remove the bandana from the arm because it makes more sense. But in this case, I just want to show you with all the parts that are included with this figure. So I didn't remove it here totally, not because I forgot, but I just want to show it the figure with a different look as well. To attach the swords is just really simple and easy. Just attach it to each of the hand parts like this, and you're done with attaching the swords. So you just need to create the pose, and just like that, we have created the pose. And this figure in this pose as well, you can make it balance on its own without the help of any stand. And we have created 2 different poses with this S.H.Figuarts Roronoa Zoro Netflix version. For the size comparison, first it's with Figuarts figure of Luffy of this Netflix version, then it's with Figuarts Zoro, the Red on Onigashima version from the anime, and of course with Figuarts figure of Luffy and also Sanji of the same version, the Red on Onigashima version. Okay, we are done with the unboxing part. Now let's get into the review of this figure. In terms of articulation, I would say it is quite standard for a Figuarts figure. There are some limitations here and there, but nothing too major. So overall, I'm quite happy with it. In terms of overall look, I think the hair color looks nice, the hair sculpting also nice, and the face with the digital coloring technique is also nice. But as I said previously, I probably like the face of Inaki Godoy as Luffy more than Makenyu as Zoro in this figure. But let me know what do you think about it. For the outfit, the belt looks nice with the place to hold the swords, and for the top and the pants you can see some crease here and there, and I think it looks nice. And overall, the sculpting and painting of it looks really good, including the shoes. In terms of parts that we get, it's nice to get all 3 swords with scabbards, but as I said, it's a pity that only 2 that comes with blade, while the Wado Ichimonji is only included in the head part and you cannot remove it. Even though the head parts looks really good, I would prefer it if I have the option to have the figure hold Wado Ichimonji as well. Overall, I think this is a much better figure than Luffy with more parts, and I would say it's more worth it than Luffy. So let me know what do you think about this figure. As I said just now in the review, I will say this figure probably more worth it than Luffy, even though I said that I like the overall look of the figure of Luffy more. But I think in terms of parts that we get and also the option of In terms of variation in posing the figure, I think it is so much better with this figure, even though I said it's a pity that we cannot put the Watio Ichimonji on the hand. Let me know what do you think about this figure. And for the next video, I will be unboxing and review of Nendoroid Ikuyokita from Bochi the Rock. Please wait for the unboxing and review video. If you want to support me, please consider to like and share the video, enable notification, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.